and welcome to the podcast for entrepreneurs. You're listening to Brittney Bundles, and today I would love to get into this topic. So the topic that has really been on my mind is how to find the center point of your business and connect it to your purpose. So we're going to dive into that a little bit further during this podcast. But first, I do want to give you a little bit of information about me. So this is my first podcast, so welcome. I am new to the podcast platform, but I'm not new to working with entrepreneurs or providing tips and insight, and also sharing experiences that have been found useful to other entrepreneurs as far as bettering and improving their business. And so if you do want to hear more of my story and background, I encourage you all to go check me out on YouTube. My YouTube is Brittney Bundles. It's youtube.com/Brittney Bundles. Also, you can check out some services that I offer on my website, which is www.badchickhair.com. Now, the reason that I was interested in creating this topic today is because I work with so many entrepreneurs that are constantly wanting to know and trying to figure out and put together the pieces of their entrepreneurial journey and analyze everything that they've been through and, figure out what is working and what is not working. I talk a lot about making sure that we're not just focused on one particular aspect of our business, but we should always have an overall perspective and an overall viewpoint. And so what I really want to dive into is how can I find, and when I say I, just say this in your mind, how can I find my purpose in my business? There are so many people that have started businesses for the intention of only monetary gain. I'm going to start a business just for money. I'm going to start a business just for the clout or just for the hype, right? Because becoming an entrepreneur has become something that's more so praised for the title instead of the work. And so what I want to encourage all entrepreneurs, including myself, I'm not going to tell you anything that I don't abide by, is to make sure that you have a clear understanding of why you're getting started with your business. Why did you get started? What is your goal? What is your focus point? And that's going to better help us be able to connect to our customers, be able to drive the mission and the value of our business. Because if we're just starting for money, or if we're just starting for that title, it's very easy to get sidetracked with the accolades and, making sure that we're impressing everyone and, making sure, as some would say, that your fronts are up. And so really being confident in business will allow you to be able to stay in the game a lot longer and provide a more solid foundation for your business. But how do we do that? So the first tip that I would have regarding this topic is to, number one, find out and focus on what your purpose is. What are you designed to do? And for some, they may say, I don't know what I'm designed to do. I have no idea, Brittney. I don't know. And what you do want to do is take some quiet time to yourself, or maybe not some quiet time. Maybe you like noise and maybe you focus and thrive better with music, or, maybe you focus and thrive better listening to podcasts or listening to your favorite radio station. But whatever it is for you, because we're all different, whatever it is for you, do whatever makes you feel comfortable and get the thoughts going to figure out, what is my purpose in this industry? Why did I start this business? Is this industry for me? Do I enjoy what I'm doing? Am I providing value? Value. I talk about value more than I talk about money. Value. And so, like I mentioned, we need to figure out what our purpose is. What are we designed to do? If my purpose doesn't align with my business, then I need to figure out a way to either pivot my business so that my purpose and my business align, or I need to figure out, is this the right move for me right now? On my YouTube channel, again, that's youtube.com/Brittney Bundles, I have shared my experiences opening a salon, how I felt before I was going to open, how I felt while I was working for my salon, how I felt when I decided to close my salon. And so I was completely transparent. And one thing that I took from that experience is realizing that not every move that you make as an entrepreneur is going to sit right with you. Some moves will have you thinking, wow, is this for me? Should I have done this? Is this what I enjoy doing? And you'll have conversations in your mind back and forth, just asking yourself, is this really what I want to do? And just because you answer back with a no, this is not what I want to do, does not mean that you're any less of an entrepreneur, does not mean that you're a failure, does not mean that you're giving up, but it means that you're simply being honest with yourself, you're being honest with your purpose, and it's allotting more time for you to be able to get serious and actually find a business or an avenue or a path that allows you to be yourself, that allows you to align your business with your purpose, that allows you to provide value. Too often I hear so many people talking about, I just want the money. Trust me, the money will come. The money will come. The opportunities will come. But there's foundations and there's steps and there's a way and a path that needs to be created first before we're only focused solely on one aspect of our business. And truly, to the truth be told, I'm never just going to be focused on one aspect of my business. I have so many different facets to my business. And the moment that I find myself not enjoying what I'm doing, like I say a lot on my channel, so follow me if you're not, that's when I'm done. That's when I'm truly done. That's when I'm done doing what I'm doing, or that's when I'm going to decide, this is what we need to do to make sure that your business is still aligning with your purpose. Okay, so that's what we need to do first. Figure out what your purpose is. Now, if you already have decided and figured out what your purpose is, because there are some entrepreneurs that I work with and they're like, hey, I know what my purpose is. My purpose is, empowering people through entrepreneurship. I'm using me as an example. That's my purpose. That's one of my purposes, I should say. That's something that, I really feel like I was designed to do. And that's something that I enjoy doing and that I am able to provide value when I'm providing those services. And so if that's the case, okay, I have a hair business and I'm passionate about providing value. So what can I do to tie in the two? Yes, I sell hair extensions. Okay, that's great. But what else can I do to provide value that correlates with my purpose? And I think so many people are sold on the dream of follow the leader. Okay, let's talk about it for a little bit. How many times have you heard or have you seen someone that's very popular? Maybe it's an Instagram celebrity or model. Maybe it's one of your favorite YouTube, content creators or channels, right? And P.S., I could be your favorite too. Or maybe it's a celebrity, but it's someone that comes on and they tell you how they were able to come from 0 to 100 real quick. They were able to go from 0 to 100 really, really fast. And if you buy into this, you'll be able to do the same thing. Okay. And so you get people that are interested in the results. And so naturally they're interested in the message. And so they purchase and they buy, right? They buy the podcast, or not even the podcast. They buy the class or the workshop, or maybe they buy the book, or they buy, whatever the person is offering, with the hopes that they're going to have the same results, 0 to 100, just like that person that is providing the service or the products. They're expecting to have the same walk of success that they had. And so I'm here to let you all know that every journey is different. Everyone's success is going to be different. And that's why I believe that following the leader and just doing exactly what someone else is doing is not healthy for your mindset, and it's also not healthy for your business. Well, why is that? Number one, when you're doing that, it creates It creates a comparison. And a lot of times it's a comparison that can be really unhealthy for your mindset. It creates a comparison where you're sitting here and you're wondering, after you have already listened to what someone has told you to do, and you may be thinking, what's wrong with me? Okay, I've done everything this person said that they did. I bought the courses. I listened to the videos. I tuned into the podcast. I did this, I did that, and I don't have the success that you had. What is wrong with me? Or you know what? Look, everyone else did the same steps that she told me to do. They seem like they're successful, but I'm not. Am I not getting something? Should I not be an entrepreneur? Am I not a business woman or man? Do I not have this, rooted in me? What's wrong with me? And so we can start having those thoughts where we internalize everything and we're critiquing everything and we're really being really down on ourselves. That's one side. And then another side is we're not really allowing ourselves. We're not allowing ourselves to say, you know what? What do I enjoy doing? Just because she enjoys doing this does not mean that I do. And that's just the reality. And that's the reality. That's the reality. There are people that have passion behind what they do. There are people that enjoy what they do. There are people that will spend the time necessary, put in the investments necessary to get their business to the next level. And so you have to also be willing, or you should also be willing, to find out, how can I take the basis of what this person told me and apply it to my life? Now, that doesn't mean copying. I'm not going to copy everything you do, but I'm also not going to say, you know what, I'm not going to take any advice. So how can we find the balance? You find the balance by saying, okay, I'm listening to what this person is saying. I'm intrigued by what they're doing. You know, I'm interested in learning more. I am. I feel like what this person is saying and sharing is valuable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen, but I'm going to weed out the information that doesn't really apply to me, or the information that I don't feel in my heart aligns with my vision and my goals. And I'm going to see what I can use, what I can do with the information that does align with my goals and my purpose. And not only take that, but figure out, which is going to be a little bit more challenging, how can I align this to fit my purpose? So for example, if someone says, you know what I do is I figure out, what the topic of my blog is going to be. And so once I have the topic, I go ahead and I start writing a blog about nail polishes, or I write a blog about cars, or I write a blog about babies and their development. Okay. So I'm not saying that you have to go ahead and say, what I'm going to do is go ahead and start a blog about lipsticks, about cars, and about baby development because this person is doing this. No, but take out the bits and pieces that apply to you. So the fundamentals, she's creating a blog. Maybe I want to create a blog, but let's tie that blog to my purpose and my vision. Now in business, one of the things that we always need to constantly remind ourselves is that there's room for you, but there's room for you. And what I mean by that is, in a lot of industries, a lot of people will say they're oversaturated, right? You know, there's so many people doing this. There's so many people doing this. There's so many people doing that. I can say there's so many people creating podcasts. Why would I get on a podcast? Well, the reason is simple for me, because I know that there's enough room for my passion and for my gifts. Why? Because God says so. How do I know God says so? Because God created me. Okay. He created me unique. He created only one Brittney. And so the information that I have to get out is only going to be given out how Brittney sees it. You know, it's going to be given out through my eyes, and that's valuable. I'll learn and I'll listen to other advice, and, you know, I'll be open to mentoring. And, you know, I never want to stop learning, but ultimately I stay true to who I am. And that allows me to align my business with my purpose. So no matter what I hear, no matter what I see, I'm not swayed to do the next trending thing simply because it's trending. But I now have taught myself to think about not just what's trending, but what makes sense and aligns with my purpose. So that, like I said in the beginning, the first step is to find the center point of your business. So really, what is the heart of your business? What is the heart? What are you doing? So, okay, I'm selling hair extensions. Connect that to your purpose. And by doing that, you figure out, what am I designed to do? And you tie that in. You find a way to tie that in. And that's where creativity comes in as well. But you find a way to tie that in. Number 2. Okay. And I go in number points. So the longer you listen to my podcast, you know, you'll get the hang of my style a little bit because I know my style is a little bit different. And that's okay. That's okay. That's what I want to get through in this video. You don't have to be the same as everyone else. So the second thing I want to go over is be intentional with your business actions. So a lot of people that I work with as well, this is another thing that a lot of people struggle with, you know, just working with different people to get their businesses starting. I work with men, I work with women, I work with people that are in my state, Michigan, shout out. And I work with people that are not in my state, shout out. You know, I work with a lot of different people, different age brackets, you know, different backgrounds, different stories, different goals, different obstacles. And that's the beauty of it. I don't have a one size fits all template that I'm going to send back to you and expect you to follow to just achieve overnight success. I don't, but I do have the time and the experience to be able to review individual businesses and say, you know what? These are the action steps that I recommend based on this. Be intentional with your actions. So everything that you post or everything that you do from now on that's related to your business, have a reason for it. Have a reason for it. And I don't want your reason to be, well, so-and-so did it and she said it works, so that's why I'm doing it. No, what is the reason that you're doing it? Because a lot of people are copying and following and, listening to information and just doing a lot of things. And what they find out is that, yeah, that person isn't wrong for doing what they're doing, but they had a reason as to why they did it. And they had a reason that dictated or that brought forth their success. And so not saying, like, again, don't get this confused. Not saying that you can't get inspired or use different fundamentals that people are giving you. I mean, I give out tips almost every day. I make a video on my YouTube channel typically every day. I'm working with entrepreneurs every day. And so, yes, I want you to use me, use my story, use my testimony, use my experiences as a guide. But I'm not saying that it's going to be as simple as just, taking one thing that I did and doing it. It's not going to yield the same results in most situations. And so we need to figure out, okay, I'm posting this because of this. Even though someone else did this, I'm doing it because this is going to help my business gain more traffic. This is going to help me come out of my shell of being nervous to work with other entrepreneurs. This is going to help me gain more support on this platform. And with that support, I'm going to be able to explain in better detail the value of the services and products that I provide. So we want to start thinking like that. For me, a lot of people enjoy working with me, but some people are like, look, I'm trying to get rich quick. And I always kind of joke back and reply in the email, well, once you find the solution that helps you get rich quick, let me in on it. Let me in on it. Create a class and let me attend that one. Because if you're really sticking to the fundamentals and if you're really focused on the building blocks of your business, it's not something that just happens overnight for most of us. Everyone has a different story. So I'm sure there are people out there that could be like, Brittney, you're dead wrong. I started a business last night and I became a millionaire. There are people like that. But for the majority of people out there, that's typically not a relatable story. And there's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't change anything that I've gone through in business because it's made me who I am today. And I'm able to receive monetization and income and live in my purpose because of it. I remember going to work, being so depressed. And I'm not someone that's going to tell you to quit your job. I've said this on my channel multiple times. I'm not someone that's going to tell you to just put your last dollar into your business. As surprising as that may seem, because a lot of people tell you that, I'm not that person. I'm not. I live off faith, but I'm also very realistic. I am. And when I say realistic, because some people may say, well, how can you live off faith but be realistic? I mean, what I mean by that is I make calculated steps. Everything that I do is intentional, meaning if I do this, I'm expecting this to happen. And even if my expectations don't follow through, this is what resulted from it, or this is my goal. I have a clear point. If anyone asks me anything, Brittney, why did you do that? I would be able to answer that clearly. Now, as I stay in business, down the line, I may say, you know what, I tried that and I found a different, more efficient method. And so now I'm doing it this way. But I always have a clear point of what I'm doing. And my reasoning behind my actions are more than I'm doing it because I saw someone else do it. Don't get wrapped up in that. And don't take your business through a rabbit hole of playing copycat and catch up. You want your target audience. You want your customers and clients to know that you stand out from every other company. So yes, we may be selling the same product, but we're different companies. Why? Because my purpose and the center of my business is correlated with this, and the way that I react and connect to my customers are completely different than the way that you react and connect to your customers. The services that I offer, even though they may be titled the same, are completely different because two completely different people are running the services. Okay? And I hope I wasn't going too fast with that. I kind of felt like I was rapping a little bit. Let's move on to the third tip, the third section. Okay? Tie in your passion by adding a service. So what are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? So once we figure out the passion, let's go ahead and tie in that by adding a service. So I always say this. I've been stressing this more and more as I grow in business. Add a service to the products that you're offering for a multitude of reasons. And we're not going to get into all of the reasons on this channel or on this podcast, excuse me. I'm trying to separate the two, podcast life from YouTube life. But if you do want to know more about why you should separate the two in detail, I have tons. I have over 400 videos on my YouTube channel. So head over there and you'll be able to find a video that's explaining why you should offer a service in addition to a product. But that's where it's at. That's where it's at. So figure out what you're good at. I enjoy doing this and I'm good at this. And so what I'm going to do is create a service around my business, around the center point of my business. And I'm going to be able to enjoy what I'm doing and also receive income. Now, a lot of people, when they come to me and they're like, you know what, I want to stop working. Well, the first thing that you want to start thinking about when you decide that you want to stop working is, what can I do to make sure that I'm creating multiple streams of income, that I'm going to enjoy working, that I'm going to continue to work, and that will allow me to be able to say, you know what, I don't necessarily have to have this income from the job because I have the income from my business and from my streams. What can you do to do that? And that's where we have to start thinking. I can do this. I can do that. And then the second step is to start a savings. And we'll talk about that later on in the podcast. So make sure that you're coming back. I'll probably be doing podcasts every Monday, but don't quote me. Don't quote me. Just check back weekly for a podcast, okay? But that's what we need to be doing. That's the kind of mindset that we need to have. Not the mindset of, I'm tired of working, so I'm going to start a business today and quit next week. Nope. Let's play it the smart way. Let's do it right. It'll come, but let's do it right. So let's figure out what kind of services we want to offer. And I'm telling you, that's going to be one of the best things that you can do for your business. Now, I'm not going to lie. Some days I feel a little stressed, meaning I feel like my workload is a lot, or I feel like, hey, I really haven't had a chance to really get out of my phone or my laptop today. But I can tell you that it's one of the most rewarding feelings in business that you can have. Actually getting up, connecting with people from around the world, and being able to provide tips, insight, information, advice. For me, it is. For me, because that's my passion. That's my purpose. Being able to help and connect. And I use communication and demonstration to teach a lot of people how to move forward. Okay. And so that's exciting. I didn't feel that excitement when I went into work because I was doing a job. I'm now living in my purpose. I'm now driving forward with my passion. And I'm being able to do that because I was able to create the streams, build this foundation, and add value into every portion of my business. You catch that? I didn't say that I was able to live this life because I quit my job and that was that, and I started a business. But listen to value, foundation, purpose. That's why. That's why God has blessed us all with gifts, and a lot of us are sitting on them. We're sitting on them, but we're unhappy in the position that we're in our life. We're unhappy going to work, but we're sitting on gifts that God has blessed us with that can potentially help others or that will help others, but we don't want to do it. We want the results. We don't want to work. So figure out what kind of service you can offer for your brand and your business. The next point that I'm going to go over to is stop overthinking and procrastinating. I like how that was kind of tied. That we don't really want it. We want the results. We don't want to do the work. And a lot of us, we procrastinate because we really don't want to do the work. If you ask anyone right now, do you want to have a business? The majority of people that you ask that question to will say, yes, of course I do. Of course. You ask those same people. Okay, go ahead and, get started with it then. And then you come back and you ask those same people, like I was just saying, how's your business going? You ask them a month from the time that you initially had the conversation. A lot of people from that group will say, I haven't started yet. I haven't started yet because, I just don't know where to start. Or I haven't started yet because I've been tired. I haven't started because, there's so many people doing it anyways. I haven't started it because some reruns came on. And you're looking like, stop procrastinating. Look at how this sounds. I'm tired of how I'm living, but I'm not ready to change my behaviors. How does that work? I'm still trying to figure that out. How can one be tired of something, but not be ready to change their behaviors? But yet it's common. That's a true reality to a lot of people. And so what I try to do, what I'm challenging you all, everyone to do, that if this relates to you, if you think like this, challenge yourself. Let's go ahead and change my mentality. I cannot be tired of something and not want to make a change. So it's either you're not tired of how you're living and you're okay with it, or you are tired and you're ready to make the change. So let's stop riding in the middle, because it's wasting time. I don't want to wake up 5 years from now and be disappointed, not in the actions that I attempted and didn't necessarily succeed in the outcome that I had hoped to succeed in, or the outcome that I had hoped to obtain, but actually just upset and disappointed that I didn't even try. I can accept trying something and it not working out the way that I anticipated it to work out. But I will not accept not going for my dreams. And a lot of people that have had ideas for businesses and have not started with their business feel that way. They feel that, I don't want to start because I don't want to disappoint myself or others. But for me, I have to look at it and I have to weigh it. I have to weigh it up. Either I'm going to be disappointed or disappointing others for, something that I tried and didn't succeed immediately at. Or forget the other part, forget disappointing others. Am I going to be disappointed with myself for not trying something that I knew I should have tried? So stop overthinking it and procrastinating. You don't have to be perfect to start your business. I'm not perfect at all. I'm not perfect. Matter of fact, I'm recording my podcast in my car outside of my home with an iPhone and some AirPods. Or is it earbuds? AirPods, I believe. I'm not waiting until I'm perfect. I don't have the perfect setup right now because I know if I go in my office, my dog may bark. There's a good chance that my kids may bust through the door. Just being honest. There's a good chance that, I don't know, something will happen where it's going to distract me and I'm not going to be able to get out my message. So I'm not going to wait until the perfect opportunity in the house. I'm going to create the perfect opportunity with the means that I have available, with the resources that I have available today. And so I'm using my car, my iPhone, and my AirPods. And that's the same kind of analogy that we need to have with our businesses. Don't wait. Get started with what you have. Use what you have. The bulk of what you're going to use for your success is going to be inside of you. It boils down to your passion, your heart, your mindset, and the value that you're providing to others. That's what's going to drive your business. Believe it or not, it's not the website that you get designed or that you purchase. Now that will help. Not going to downplay that. That definitely can help, get more sales, and, that can help get more people subscribed to your mailing list. I talk about that a lot as well. That can help. I'm not saying downplaying that. It doesn't matter the color that you choose to have your logo designed in. Now, again, logos are important. I'm not downplaying that. That's important as well. You want to make sure that you have a nice logo. It's professional. A lot of good benefits with that. But all I'm saying is the root of your business lies in you. It lies in you. There's nobody that can do your business how you'll do it. I'll say it again. There's nobody that can do your business how you will do it. There's nobody that has the same heart and vision as you do. You're completely unique. And that's why we need you. That's why even if there are a million people doing the same thing that you're doing, there's still room for you. That's why. That's why, in case you were wondering, that's exactly why. So stop overthinking it. We're not waiting anymore. Let's not let another year go past with regrets and what we should have done. Let's move now. And am I saying that if we move now, we're going to be exactly where we want to be next year? No, only you can determine that. I'm not going to sell you a dream on this channel. or on this podcast, excuse me. And if you came here to find someone to do that, you came to the wrong podcast. So I'm really sorry about that. But if you want somebody to give you honest, raw truth, and if you want someone to help you build the skills that you need to become successful in your own way, in your own business, then this is the right place for you. It's going to take work. It's going to take confidence. And it's going to take being uncomfortable. It will. It's not easy all the time. But it's worth it. It's worth it. I had some more tips that I wanted to go over in this video. I did. But I think I'm going to save them. I'll save them for the next time we meet back together. I want to thank you all for listening to this podcast today. I want to thank you all for riding with me. Wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, I want you to have a productive day. I want to make sure that we're speaking truth to ourselves, that we're blocking out any negativity, that we're blocking out lies, that we're correcting the way that we speak to ourselves internally, and that we're making sure that we keep our heart at the center of our business, that we keep our passion connected to our business. And we talked about that today. So again, this does not have to be the end. If you still want to connect with any of my messages or any of my services, visit me at badchickhair.com or go over to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Brittney Bundles. Thank you again for watching. I'm out.